A reason to rejoice. Happy are those whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. What does it mean to be forgiven? Does it mean that my wrong can be turned into a right? Could it mean that what I've done no longer counts against me? Surrounded by excuses and misappropriations of grace, we can miss an opportunity to rejoice if we don't take the time to understand what forgiveness really means. The Hebrew term for forgiveness in this text means to lift, to bear up, to carry, or to take. The psalmist rejoiced because God lifted, bore, carried, and took the sin that weighed so heavily upon him. The term for covered is the same word used to describe the waters that covered the earth during the season of the flood in Genesis 7. King David, who composed this psalm, felt blessed because God had covered his sin as the waters had once covered the earth. When we really think about the significance of divine forgiveness, we see that God has done more than just sweep away our sin. God lifted the weight that tried to bring us down. God bore the shame that we deserved. God carried the pain that we should own. God took the penalty that was meant for us. God covered our sin and became our hiding place. God protected us from the punishment we earned and had compassion when it seemed that no one else cared. This is why we are called to rejoice. When we truly understand what it means to be forgiven, we can appreciate that God sent Jesus so that we, like David, can rejoice. Our happiness comes from knowing that God loves us enough to release us from the stigma of sin and free us from the prison of its shame. We're blessed when we recognize that Christ physically gave it all so that we might spiritually have it all. It's time to let go of whatever keeps you from rejoicing today. No matter what else is happening, you have been forgiven. And that is a good reason to celebrate.